Welcome to Gerald Johan van Laas Educational Channel. Today I will talk again about something that you can find in Sound in Form, Methodical Synesthesia, a book out on Trafford. The book will be published in two parts as well, the volume 1 and volume 2. The first part is the theory, meaning of the word, and the second part is the application of the word. It's the second part which is about scripts, and where I will analyze how you can understand scripts and other ideas that are related with letters according to the things that you learned in volume 1, according to the theory that you can understand the meaning of vowels and consonants and how you can combine them. In the vowels and consonants that are used in scripts, you have to find the local interpretation, and this local interpretation leads to a certain script that will fit to the environment and world of thoughts that fit to the people that use it. So here are the two books again with a very short with a very small image of what is inside the book. So soon it will be on the two volumes, as like I said before. So today I will talk about the Berber Script, which originates somewhere in northern Africa, but probably is related with peoples that were everywhere in Europe as well. I mean, in many places in Europe as well. It's a bit underestimated how large the area was where this influence of this language and of the people that are connected with it is. And possibly, if you see which languages are connected, which ideas are connected, it seems as if that Sweden and Norway and let's say the earlier Viking areas are somewhere connected to these ideas. I mean, if you analyze the words that can be made with this language, and with the analyzing of how this language is built up, it seems that there is a connection somewhere. Or is it a universal connection? I don't know. I didn't investigate it thoroughly, but it was already explained by Bary Fell in some of these books, Saha America or Bronze Age America, and this is one of the images that you can find there. It seems that the language and the letters can be used as recognition tools to the stars. So maybe they base themselves upon star elements, because star elements and also the sun, the moon, and so on, and the very large areas of recognition are useful tools because they are part of the time rhythms that we need to predict the seasonal changes when we need to make some preparations to go to the hunting, or to go to the to make some plans and so on. Everything that is connected with nature in those days, and the nature can be read in the stars, of course. There are some of these letters that can be recognized in the sky, and they fit to the universal meanings of letters. For instance, the D there, I connected here with the delimitation or shielding form. The H is the larger area of space that is bridged. The M is more like looks like more like a wave mass of stars taken together. The R is more a round region, or something like that, something in that direction. The K is, it breaks away from the center, so there's a certain change of direction. The A is of course, like always, when there's just one center of attention which is taken as a starting point, and the N is somewhere an inner region that you can see there. The L, an enlarged region. These significations that I put there are very much universal meanings that are connected with the letter meanings as well, the universal letter meanings, even if it is a local interpretation that can be used there especially. Here some from the proto-scripts, it's interesting to say that the B very often is a little bit like a footprint, so like a footstep. It bridges its own world and it bridges itself to a different world, so it makes steps and crosses regions. This kind of way of thinking fits with the B because it wants to open up the small region of its own environment, of its own village, and it crosses this border to investigate other things. The G there is also interesting there. It fits very well with the Korean letter. It's the sky above. So what will they do? And you can recognize this in the script as well. There will be letters that can be connected with the sky elements, but they will find its similar elements here on the earth. And I will make an example with the local interpretations. The local interpretations are the heavenly signs, and these heavenly signs have also some regular universal meanings, which are very simple, which can be explained very simple, and you can make a rebus of it, so you can combine them into words. Like the T there is a kind of placement. It's the same in every language. The R is a kind of activity, which is the same in every language. The D is a bridging moment. It almost looks like a door. It's the same in every language. The N is a selection. The selection, if you start to look at the sky, and then you have to point, okay, I will have here a selection. Let's see, this is my border here. So I will take out this part here. This is my selection where I will focus upon. The selection is compared to the nail, but it's a little bit like it can be a stone, it can be a piece of wood to measure. Okay, we have here, this is the day of today, or this is the month, so I will measure here from here to here. This is my own selection, so where I will focus upon. It's the same in every language. M is also the same in every language. It's an increase of mass, and here it looks like the moon, so it is like the filling in of the mass of the moon. It is a bit different as in some languages how it looks like, but the idea behind it is the same. The A is the same in every language. So it's a starting point of connection. So I can say where, or at, or from where I start, something like that. The W is also the same in every language. It's a fluctuation, movement of change. So it is two connection points. So there's a variation there, a wave variation, if you like. The K is a change of direction, so it can split into a different direction that you can say is more or less the meaning. There is a universal meaning, but it will be useful in this combination of letters. So what did this, what is written in this book, and I interpreted it a little bit differently as well, and I added more elements, is that you can combine letters like this terden, so the TRDN. I don't know how you pronounce it originally in the Berber language, I don't know, but in Scandinavian there is the word torden, which comes of course from tor or terrat. You have a couple of words which are in Scandinavian, which are used in Scandinavian. It refers of course to the thunder, Turden or thunder, the order of letters is different, but that's how languages use words from other language. They have a slightly different order because it sounds easier for them. Like, for instance, Dutch or Deutsch or tedesco in Italian. It's the same thing, but they use different letter orders because it sounds more easy for them. So in that way, it is still the same word. So turden or thunder is actually the same word, but that also means the same thing as Scandinavian or English. There are some words that you can see like maybe they were connected originally. But let's analyze it now from this rebus then. So we have here the place or placement, which where there's an activity. So the place becomes an active region, where there's an opening up, so it opens up, this place opens up, the active place becomes open up, and it becomes tangible. In other words, this is what happens in the thunder, this whole thing, this word torden also means to challenge or to defy. In Dutch there's a similar word, tarten, instead of terden. So almost looks almost as a tarten is also to, that means to challenge or to defy, but it's but they all mean more or less the same. Is this challenging situation which is changing in a certain place, in the activity in this place is in this changing challenging way, changing position or situation. I also take the word auk, so you have also the Scandinavian auka, you have also the English word awkward. So if you analyze it in the same way, you start with the connecting point or the starting place. So this is a place where the W after the A means that it will, the place will be in wobbling. It will be a place of changing, of change. But because it changes into a K, it will also change further into and take direction. It will take true direction. Translate into a place of change, which at its top point becomes actually it also became an exceptional situation. It's more or less the word which you can recognize by the analyzing the separate letters. The MN or men, which also exists in Dutch in min or minus in English. So you have the M, the full increasing, the increase of what has been formed. But again, it changes in N, so it changes it into a selection. So what arrives first at a choice is as a condition information. It still is selective. There's a selection there. The word means can mean accept. Scandinavian means, but it also can mean without. There are much more meanings here with M and N combined. Like you know, of course, man is also the human condition, which also makes selection on its own. It's that I can really talk a lot about the combination of these two letters together, but it will lead us too far if I go into that too often, too much now. And then I end with at as this place of placing the center. Where do I place it in the T, in the placement? So I place a center of attention. So that's what I do with at. I place it at the center of attention. Where or that. But it also means to eat. So I place it to the center of my attention. That is actually at. That is what I do with with the word. If you really understand letters and how you combine them, you can also easily change them not just into forms, but also into movement, into certain movements. So the at, it is actually the same thing. So where that is, and so on, the eating don't refer to the to what you eat, but more to the action of eating in that way. That's more or less the way you can use the understanding of vowels and consonants, and how you can recognize it in the scripts, in the local scripts, and it's useful. You can use it in your reasoning to understand it a little bit better intuitively, and it's more easy then that you can understand and remember the letters. So it's more like an educational guidance. But of course, what for me matters is try to understand the letters and the meaning of the letters and how you combine them from my theory, how I build out the theory, and that you can take it seriously, and you can make it also as an educational guidance of a learning process with which you can learn languages easier and the scripts easier, and understand more the essence of how the scripts have been evolved in the first place. Anyhow, this was also one of the small sections in my book, in the second volume of this book. Anyhow, thanks for watching this. So there's a website here, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I didn't work this out extremely well, because this already came from someone who wrote about these letters from this script, but they're a very interesting addition to my own theory as well. So I went very quickly to this. Sorry if I made some small mistakes, or it wasn't too detailed, but I hope it already gave you an idea in which direction you can use this. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.